Hi, Pisces. Okay, so if you are new to this space, it is called Opal Oracle. And welcome if you are returning, or if we haven't seen each other for a while, welcome back. Okay, so this is your 2023. So this year we're doing a little bit different, or at least the last few signs I kind of switched it up. Switched it up this year for certain energy, right? Because everything can't be the same. Life is creative, right? So we're going to look at kind of some, I guess, like channeled messages, if you will, things that came to me during your prayer. And then we'll look at an overall energy for the year. I also chose a card for your challenge of the year, just to be aware. It's always nice to know. Once a person is aware of something that it could be an issue, or it is an issue, it's like, okay, well, I remember that. All right, let me adjust that, right? Little undercurrent energy. And then we'll also look month to month. I guess one of the things I'd like to mention is I decided to hold like all these stones in my hand. I feel like they're kind of like Pisces. It feels like Pisces to me. Like, how do I explain it? A lot of times when people think of the sea or imagine the sea, it's dark and dreary, right? It's like big. It's really like you can't see past a certain layer, right? It's intense in this way. But then I guess we have to remember that the sea is also, there are places where the sea, the ocean, is this color. Do you know what I mean? Or like the color of my dress. There's this lighter, it's more of a light blue. Which Aries kind of had a message of that also, I suppose. Let's talk about these stones for a second. Can you see how that one, no, you can't see. This one makes light because it's moonstone. We'll talk about that. So we have this moonstone. It's really pretty. Maybe well, I guess reflection is important. But as you do connect to Scorpio energy in a positive way, you're probably interested in stones, right? In some way or another. So maybe something that is lighter, something that is a little bit, again, has some kind of reflection, and it could be helpful. Oh, we'll leave that right. That's actually perfect, especially if the feeling, this is moonstone, right? If you're ever feeling kind of dense, or again, you can't see through it, it's too big, maybe this could be something that'll lighten it. Perfect. The second stone we have is blue lace agate. I don't know if you can see how pretty that is. It has like these layers in it. Like if you look to this side, it seems a little bit more opaque. That came out of nowhere. Well, this is interesting because this stone, actually, it kind of like, oh, that feels so good right there. Hold on a second. It like sits in that moon. Can you see that? Fascinating. Let's give it a second. This stone connects your throat and your heart. So actually, it's like right here. And I actually always kind of see this as like a little heart. It helps a person speak from their heart, or speak with courage about how they feel. Like courage meaning, again, one of those things, right, where you think about courage and you think about like, yeah, like a big strong man or something. And nothing wrong with a big strong man, but it's not that kind of courage. There's also courage that expresses a grace or a peace in oneself, right? Again, there's no fear, which is the courage, which gives an opening. It's more gentle, like the deer, okay? So that's also another stone for you. Let's see where that one goes. Okay. So I guess anytime with you're trying to find that space that's available. And then this is also a raw piece of turquoise from New Mexico, which represents protection, right? But again, it's like a soft protection. It's blue like the sky. Maybe that's kind of what it is. It's like the water, because water reflects what the sky is, right? When we look at water, the way that we see with our retina and cones, rods and cones, all of this, another sign talked about this, these particular words. The point is what we see, how we see the water is again, it is because of a reflection of what is above, or the reflection of the air. So however air, and this is your thinking, or air in your map, is going to at times show the water or the emotion to be a different color or a different density or opacity or translucency. So something, I feel like this turquoise, what we just did there, was very creative, right? It's almost like, again, like combining the air and the water. Cool. What else? Just a second. Oh, Jupiter is moving out of your sign and into the next place. This means that wherever you have Pisces in your map, and however you did with that Jupiter, because even all blessings are tests, right, in a way. Usually there is something, a blessing that's given after your hard work, okay? Especially however you expanded in yourself, particularly like growing in where your place of peace becomes wider, you know, instead of so selective. And you believe in yourself more. You know what I mean? In a real way. Inside, outside, right? So, there's that. Let's look at your overall energy now. Pisces. Cool beginning. I really like that for you. Oh, we can talk about that after. Let's look at the overall energy. 745. Okay. I saw this too. That's funny. Life is so fascinating. Okay. The star, Pisces. The star. Goodness gracious. It pours right down into February, which is Aquarius. It is Aquarius energy. Here's more Aquarius energy. Well, I guess this is when... All right, let's talk about what I saw, because it connects to this. So I saw... like this, it was like stars in a bowl, like stars around your head is what I saw, and it kept seeing that, like a circle of stars, or like, again, it was sort of like up here. That feels really good, like, and I'm imagining stars in it. That's one of your words for this year. So stars, they say about healing, really deep, beautiful healing. But this is also, I feel like in a way, this is also where you've, like a reward for something versus what you need to do ultimately. Like if we were going to balance it, it would be more of like, okay, I guess again, what you've put in, then this is, went out and it's creating more of a blessed path for you. But stars are far away, and another one of your words, if you will, is far away sounds. So I took this as on picking up things that are really far away. It's also like even being able to connect to things in a really far way. Like where there's space or the line is a bit longer, you don't lose your way. And then there are these words like expected, unexpected, delivery, like a delivery. And there was poetry too. There's always poetry with you, Pisces. So I guess there there probably won't be much that's unexpected. Exactly. If you're aware of, if you've already received the information, nothing can really surprise you in like a uncomfortable way. Okay, we'll leave it like that. Let's look at your challenge. 10 of Wands. Okay. So, okay, let's say you get everything that you want. All the things. You get all the things. All of it. Even like all the awesome... Just think about, okay, all the positive feelings that are the layers of that. Or I suppose that when someone, I guess be careful what you wish for, be careful what you ask for, Pisces, because someone could say to themselves, I want it, like say someone said, oh, I want it all. It's like, be specific, because all means everything. You know, this is also one of those things where some of you, if you're in a space, because I know we're all on different points, right? Some people are sick and tired of the spiritual journey, if you will, right? They're just like, what? I want to get over it. I'm just done with it. And it's like, well, it's not really ever done. It's like just about how you function in the in-between until you get to the next lesson that might mirror something else from before and see how you do with it, right? But I guess if any of you are on just opening up into that space, or again, whatever the leveling up is, I guess it has a mature, we're speaking too fast. So your challenge may be to not overwhelm yourself. Be careful what you ask for. Your stress level at work or whatever it is, you know, this could be going to school or, you know, whatever what you're doing during the day and what you're having to handle. I feel like if things get too overwhelming or too heavy, you got to put everything down. Okay. And like we did before, it was kind of ding, you know, maybe just, again, overall energy star. This is a major arcana. So it's cool. You already know anyway. Somewhere in your soul you know. There's no question about it. So whatever the challenge is sort of an earthly challenge. It's like how to balance your soul in your body better. So you don't feel imprisoned in this world, whatever that means. Okay? Alrighty then. I love you. Alright, we're going to start at January. Let's do 14. How nice is that? Temperance. Temperance. Let's see January for Pisces. Okay, 2 of Swords. There's the ocean. And this is looking over, remember, to February, the star. Okay? So okay, this is a month where you listen. Okay? You want to hear those far away sounds. What are those sounds? How far? Okay. Oh, did you just agree, like, anxiously, like, okay, I'll do it. Quiet card. You know, if you ever become unappreciative of this life or you get bored with it in some kind of way or another, blindfold yourself and tape your hands, like tape your, tuck your hands inside of a tight shirt, okay? Like you don't have them. Like you don't have an ability to pick anything up and you don't have an ability to see. This is also not even being able to walk. It's like this card actually, and that's interesting. I've never seen it this way before. Cool. Thank you. So this card really is about appreciation before you make a decision. Not only for how you feel about it, but also why it's important to you. You have Ace of Swords on the bottom, beneath that the Hierophant, and then the Three of Cups. So this is also really positive, like positive, happy devotion. So be patient in January. Think about February. Think ahead. Okay. Guess we'll leave it like that for now. These are going to be long, so I'm not going to pull extras on this. It'd be too much. Now, February, March, and April are sort of grouped together. 17 minutes. Star card. February. Okay. 9 of Wands, which is basically the the spiritual warrior that's like, I'm done with it. Like I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with it. Tired. This person's tired. Now remember, if your challenge is the 10, because for some of you, this could be where you have to just be more organized with something and push yourself a little bit harder to make something happen and not give up because, I don't know what this, tap tap. It's like a woodpecker. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you have to, it takes a lot of energy to get to the goal, right? Star. But at times, woodpecker, the message is also don't be stubborn and just bang your head against the knot in the tree. Do you know what I mean? Like find the place that you know is, you can sense even though you can't see it. And the faraway sounds like you can hear into the tree. Does this make sense? So you can make your life easier by being more efficient, I guess. Okay, so 9 of Wands. Well, the overall energy, remember, is a major. So this is going to trump anything that is a minor here, right? If you keep focus on that. This could be Aquarius in your map. This could be your 8th house. This is also how you feel about your body. And, again, the way that you have been more aware of balancing yourself. This is also trying to find the inside-outside being the same, right? The waves of the water are you within, right? The strength of the flow of the air is your mind within, right? It's showing you. So if there's anything too hot, if it feels stressful or tiresome, then I see this is when you sit quietly and you'll be able to find like the cycle of it, or find like a string, you know what I mean, to I guess it's finding a better frequency about it, or you're finding a better tone, or interesting, Pisces. I suppose someone may not enjoy if the decisions that people have made. Like maybe someone's just like, I don't like, is there anything that you're waiting for in relation to other people? Like, is there anything you're stopping yourself from because you're waiting on, I don't know, like, again, someone, what are the things that you don't do unless someone was with you? All right, let's keep going. March, your birthday, 2112, death card. Holy. I'm feeling this is so positive, but I held my breath. Well, I suppose the sun is returning to Pisces here, right? Which is an energy of rejuvenation. And with this Plutonic card showing up, this shows me great awareness and power in a person. This is also understanding the natural flow of things too. About this is like, I know that word I wish I had a thesaurus right now. I do. Just a second. See what we just did right there? 22. Oh, so your intuition is coming back to you in a, like, there's something coming back to you that maybe you thought you lost. Okay. I see the words tranquil, tranquility, a tranquil transaction. Good. So whatever the change is, it's not unexpected, right? Because what was before this? The 12, this the hangman, that's you. You're already, so again, your inner Odin must have been able to see what it needed to see and be patiently, and then you get to come down out of the tree. Do you know what I mean? You're not hung up on something that you were. So transformation isn't in this book, but there's transcendental. Extraordinary, unusual, elevated. Remodel, remold. I guess we have transfer. Okay, we'll take that. So so cool birthday. Powerful time. Powerful time. Look at, here's blue too. I'm not usually a fan of blue. Like, it took me a long time to figure out what shade of blue I really like. You know what I mean? Because even the little tiny differences make a completely different feeling. All right, we'll leave it like that. I love you, Pisces. April. Okay, 2 of Wands. Well, now that there's this new space that's cleared out, right? You realize, like, you're alive. You realize that you are alive. And then it's like, okay, well, what do I do with that? What do you, it's like you can go anywhere. Do you know what I mean? The opportunities are really, really, really open. And you realize, too, that, you know, Pisces and Scorpio have been learning this really interesting collective togetherness. It's awesome. It's really powerful. You know, you're basically, it's the ocean and the desert, right? You're putting it together so that things can grow. There's not too much of one thing here and, like, not enough over there. It's trying to blend it all together so that it makes sense for both sides, right? 26, that number has also been coming interestingly. Okay. So since something is so new, maybe you want to consider what your creative options are. Or I tend to find Pisces energy being exalted in Venus is very creative, especially when you just kind of let it flow. Do you know what I mean? It's good for you to consider. I'd probably look at how you're spending, like how something with your finances also. At very least, like, do I need this? You know, because I would say there's also you're letting go of a lot, and well, with the Star and the Death card, that's powerful. This is like, it kind of it's like a soul shift, is what it feels like. Which really opens up some beautiful opportunities and doors for you to feel stronger about yourself, like what you can do or what you can handle, how to handle it. You know what I mean? Like pushing your boundaries of, like, comfortability too a little bit. I heard don't worry, you'll appreciate it. Okay, let's do May. May, Pisces. Oh my goodness, the Chariot. Okay, so see, take your time. You got a 2, it's High Priestess, and we have in January. Then we have a 2 in April. Remember, Jupiter's moving through Aries in this time, January to April. And this year is a Chariot year. This year is a Chariot year. And so I wouldn't consider your options, because then it's like, here you go, now you have a opportunity to start heading to where you want to be. But I see that you don't need to rush there indefinitely. You'll run out of gas anyway, you know, because it's a long journey. You want to take your time. You want to enjoy it. Okay. Let's see. That's pretty powerful. I mean, Chariot is a card of success. There's another major. So this is when Jupiter moves into Taurus. Remember that what that's actually going to do is pull on your Scorpio house, or it's going to drive you. It's going to drive you towards your desire, right? But so in this, especially with the Death card and the Star card, both of these are very serious, and there's like a logicality, practicality to it, or it's needed. Because if not, you'll just loop back around to where you were before, right? and stay centered. Let's see. It is going towards November. Yeah. So, oh, that was another thing. It could be some of you, there's something big with, home or where you live. This is also in a soul sense, the way I'm seeing. It's like a Pluto in the 4th house, so it's kind of like, this is a pretty intense place for this to be. Like, Pluto sort of rules the soul, and to me that's where the soul kind of lives, is in that space. So you want that space to feel strong and to feel faithful in your heart, okay? As this is day to day, each breath you take. Again, I see enjoy the ride. I guess we're gonna leave it like that. You are the driver too. If there's nobody else, like, there's also feeling good being on the land too. There's like a grounded energy to this. Okay, let's move forward. No, I want to wait. No, 9 of Pentacles. Look, I had a little bit of, like, concern. I looked down. It's in this moon energy, right? This is a Cancer card, moon energy. And I was wondering, I was like, is it wobbly? Like, is it, like, basically, what's the level of security here, really? If I take that moment to be quiet in my own body. Solid. Solid. Like, the ground is solid. There's a path. You got it. You have it financially. You have it in ways of your security. You can do it. This is, again, another 4. So you want to... And there's Judgment. Because I guess you want to feel good when you're going upon the journey. And if for some reason you don't feel good, please pause. But don't get stuck in the pause, right? Because you just got yourself out of the tree. You can't climb back up on the tree and hide or something like that. You have to take action and feel good about that, right? Again, not like a bravado, not this. It's like, okay. I know, again, far away sounds. I feel like you've already been aware of this emotionally in yourself, right? These changes, and that you're ready for the next step, right? Of who you are. Feel good about that, okay? All right, June. Yes, please feel good about that 6 of Wands. Please feel good about that. Where you're going. And you know what's awesome? Look at this. You got 3 white horses. This is the year, to me it's kind of the year of the horse, even though I know technically in Chinese, I don't think, well, I can't say I know. I don't feel like it's the year of the horse. Technically, but to me it feels like that. So Chariot has white horse, black horse, right? Death has white horse. Now you ride white horse. Actually, it goes like this. This is the way it looks on the board, which is actually right in a line. See? Ba-boom. Ba-boom. Da-doom. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're leaving, like, your shadow behind by any means, but what's happening here is that you're walking into the light. Therefore, your shadow is behind you because you now understand what way makes more sense so that you're not afraid. Are we clapping? I've never clapped like this before. Oh, that hurt. I hit my rings. Okay. Well, it's an excitable month, June. Wow, so happy. Good. See? Had 10 of Wands first challenge. Okay, then we had 9 of Wands. It's like, all right. 2 of Wands. It's more comfortable, but still a little bit of, And now we have 6 of Wands, which is, ta-da. This could also be some of you moving home. Sometimes Pluto in the fourth also is a person that's going to like shift a lot in home. And it can be physical because it mirrors up into Taurus energy. So for any of you also looking for a home, I could see that that is something that you can find. But remember that, please, that home, truly, whatever we are seeking in the physical world is is a reflection of what we want inside, right? You want a home, it means you want to feel, and the way you perceive home is how you want to feel, you know? Or is the capacity, or you have the ability to be able to find that place, okay? I like that a 6 is also in the 6 month. This shows me confidence. This shows me reward. But remember, with riding a horse, you have to stop and let it drink. But but then also there's so many euphemisms this year. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. So sometimes there's certain things in life where you're ready to go, where you're like, okay, yeah, come on, time to go, and the horse is like still hasn't drank any water, but you know you're about to go into a space where you need that resource. It's like, well, I guess sometimes your time and maybe God's time is a little bit different, or what your time and someone else's time is a little bit different. Okay, but I see that in essence you're in line with your timeline, if that makes sense. That's the only thing you can really be in control of anyway. This is also doing good with karma, if you will. Could be a person that's come back from a battle, and they feel good about where they are and they succeeded in overcoming that challenge. Okay. Okay. PISCES. Should we look at July? I'm trying to keep track of the months. Did I tell you that I would timestamp them so you can reference it later? I don't know if I mentioned that. Just make it a little bit easier, and as we chit-chat. Actually, I'm going to split this up. Hold on. Okay. Pisces. July. The Empress. The Empress. How beautiful. See, because you know what? To embody the Empress, truly, one has to be able to be in their own body. It's kind of like being of this world, being in this world, but not of it or from it. Okay? Interesting. I'm a little bit chilly. I want to get myself a shawl. Hold on. More like blanket, I guess. A big shawl. Okay. Well, what is Empress about? July. Empress is about comfort, right? She understands what she needs in this world physically, and also what she needs to fulfill in herself, so that she's not needing that ultimately from others. And if she can't find it in herself, she finds it through spirit, whether this is that which through the stars and above us, or also through that which like God has created, like the earth, Six of Wands, Chariot, Six of Wands, both really powerful and successful. And then that moves into the Empress. So if we do take this in a line, if we take the semi-linear, in a linear way. Or again, I guess it's all touching the path, right? This is very, very, very positive. Empress to me is also protected. She's protected because she believes. She believes in God. She believes in herself. She believes in the plants. She believes everything is as it should. She understands the natural cycles of things. She's not ever trying to fight against that. She doesn't even see herself necessarily as separate than anything else either. She's the same vibration as this wheat, as she is the wind, right? She also has stars, like a circle of stars above her too. Do you see that? You know, she has power too. She's not, but the power comes through being open. The power comes from being, which gives a flow to whatever you're trying to do or create. And sometimes, I guess, also the Empress knows that you have to create a feeling, like, and the creating, it's like creating space through feeling or being, again, to be able to do or create. All right, I guess we'll leave it like that. August. High Priestess. Okay. Well, there's another major. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 majors thus far anyway, right? Okay. So I just want to show you this so you can understand it, since we have a little forward direction here. February was this 9 of Wands, which again can be like a spiritual warrior. You know, it's a person that's like really gone through so much of trying to figure out about who they are in a really intense way, or just going through a lot, having to experience a lot, and the mental anguish of it, the physical exhaustion of it, all of that. It's just like, but you know what? Where do you end up? And there's two. Remember, we had the 2 twos. Where do you end up? How does this mirror itself? Here's Aquarius, here's Leo. Well, it mirrors it by you becoming an ability to pick up on faraway sounds so that you don't even have to go anywhere close or near the drama, because there's that friction, because it isn't within you. Because I guess you know how to be quiet with the elements of things. I guess you could also, your intuition, I suppose, could be very strong in this time. This is also like how you keep secrets about when you're angry. We talked about this in the magnetic pulse readings, the end of 2022, right? You know, it's interesting, the vibration of feelings, certain different ones have the same frequency, you know? Like anger and passion, if you will, or like anger and sexual energy is sort of the same. So is anxiety. All 3 of these sort of make the same thing. So it depends what way you want to do it, right? Just combine all of them, be like, well, you know, I'm worried about this, so then I gotta get mad at myself or something, like cause something to be like, and then from there it's like you end up receiving the passion that you need to be able to do it. But you also know that you can't push things, right? Certain things. Everything has its timing, right, Pisces? It's almost like your secret stress. Your secret stress is something that you're coming to understand more about. Like, I guess this is your second house. So there's also a question of what's valuable to you in this time. Oh, Venus is also retrograde in this month, in August. So anything that comes creeping up from the past, whether this is a thought, a feeling, a memory of an old lover, an old friend, an old boss, whoever it is, you just trust yourself. I feel like, again, faraway sounds, you're going to know. You just want to trust yourself again, whether that would be something that you'd want to do again. You know what I mean? Because when things pass out or away from our life, there's a reason for that. It's timing, right? Empress knows. Death knows. Star knows. There's these more universal timings that don't even have anything to do with us. We're just playing like a, like a character in that, in the grand play of life, you know? Okay, Pisces. All right, this is where the turquoise landed, and when we just did that, it went right above the Six of Wands, okay? So I guess with these two majors also, it's a very feminine energy, July, August. Remember that you are safe upon the journey. Just sometimes you have to stop and let the horse drink, lead it to water, and take a rest and drink you too. And then once both have done this, I guess the Sagittarius energy, then you can move along. Oh, maybe that's what you have to learn, because you and Sag are square. But if you combine those two things, it's like funny. Pisces. All right, let's look at September. Three of Wands. You'll have fire this year. Okay, remember where you just go back to your birthday. Go back to your birthday, okay? There's this, what's going on in this card? There's a person that's looking out at the sea, right? They feel confident in where they stand. They have a really, really wide perspective. This year is a lot about your own action, Pisces. Specifically February, April, June, September. It's about your action. And as the challenge is the Ten of Wands, just take a gander at this card if you can see. If not, if you cannot, this is a person that's carrying 10 wands very precariously. And it's like trying to do everything all at once, and you can't. You know, you really feel like this is a message. This has come for 2023 collective. We can only do one thing at once, right? We can work both. There can be multiple things going on at once, but we really can only do kind of one thing. What's the intention, right? Oh, I see. You've been working through your first house, so this is yourself. Your second house, which is your own value, or how you value yourself, and building like a second tier to you, you know, or like an extension of you. Then when we get into September, you're actually moving into the third house energy, which is about your ability, okay? Second house also has a bit to do with ego also. Like it's what helps you, but let's take this in the good way. Like you have to say to yourself again, all these wands, like, no, I'm going to take the action to do this. You can still understand the spiritual nature of it, but like And you could do the thing where you're like, oh, well, I'm just going to sit and let something come to me, right? Again, the laziness of the Empress, like when she gets into, well, no, it's you but no, life can still work like that, but there's something about being in this life and making these kinds of choices, like physically on what you do. And maybe it's a bit of that too, where it's kind of like, okay, well, sometimes it's going to take my action to make something happen, right? And other times you want to sit back and be more patient again. But I see never be stagnant, okay? No, you have to have movement, right? Again, well, I guess you know that, because water mostly moves. That which doesn't is unpotable, right? Okay, I guess that's the message for September. Interesting, Pisces. Please think about how far you've come over the last few years also. Okay. It would also be good for you to think about what your backup plans are. Because you know what? Sometimes when we get into a brand new space, we'll be like, yeah, I'm going to do this. And you can achieve a lot that way, in the way that, the majority of the way that you want. Okay, I guess that was the sentence. I love it how Spirit will be like, shut your trap. Be quiet. That's enough, you know? Okay. October. 5 of Wands. Okay. Remember, no big deal. You have so many wands. 6 wands thus far. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. October. But don't try to push your way through anything. Okay, you got to maneuver a little bit. Oh my gosh, I just split to the 5 of Pentacles. Here's the 5 of Swords. The 5 of Wands is on the board, and the Hierophant, the 5, is right here. So this is something with Taurus that's frustrating. Let me try to read what's going on, like, in a non-verbal way. Like, before, you want to kind of, because this, what might happen is you might get close to something and get in something and feel fine about it, and then once you're in it, you're like, get me out of here. Like, you don't like it, something like that. So if you happen to get yourself, and this is a little thing, it's not that big a thing, this is not super major. It's not going to be life changing here. This is just like probably something you've already dealt with. Do you know what I mean? Well, I heard don't kick them when they're down. Don't kick them. Don't. Let's see how to get out of that. Because I guess you're in it. So how do you get out? Hierophant. Well, let's go back up into Taurus time. What was Taurus time? The Chariot. Oh, this goes back into, you kind of get what you ask for. Or maybe for some, what you need. I like that Pisces is taking more action versus being a little bit, again, you're exalted. Venus is exalted there, so you're going to be laid back. You still take up a lot of space and make a lot of change, but like you're pretty, like, you're a little bit in the backdrop, right? Because you're so powerful. And I guess this year with all this fire here, it kind of wants you to be a little bit more out. Scorpio as a water sign also talked about that. It's kind of like showing your emotional strength this year through your action. And I guess in that emotional strength comes from deeply a place of faith or peace in your soul. So and maybe a part of it too is sometimes, like having challenges and then overcoming them, right? Having a problem is just 19 minutes. Having a problem come up, or like a thing that needs to be discussed or handled or whatever, and then just being able to handle it, whether it's you figuring it out or, figuring out whether, like, who you can work with or not, Because overcoming challenges is a way of becoming stronger spiritually. Because we have to figure out, all we're really, I guess the soul's trying to do, if we're just trying to find peace, then wouldn't it be to just like not have war then? You know what I mean? Interesting. I guess I would look at your 5th house with this October, 5th house, or if there's a creative block, also a block of creating something, or it's frustrating again. It's like, well, pray on that. And remember also that you're a new person. This could be a test too, where it's like, are you going to react in the way that you usually react? Or is someone going to react in the way that they were going to react before, instead of doing something different, right? Because things should have been picked up on. I feel like they have ability, or should is kind of hard. Again, those faraway sounds are going to give you the indication to what's happening, before you even ever have to get into the middle of it. But that doesn't mean you're going to be able to avoid all conflict, because sometimes, again, the conflict is there to teach you how to have more faith in the process or the changes or what have you. Right? Plus, remember, this mirrors up into the 2 of Wands, so wherever you are now is because of decisions and your own action. It doesn't have to do with anybody else. Does that make sense? That came up fast. Okay. November. Okay. The 4 of Cups came out originally, and I chose an additional card. We have the King of Cups here for November. Remember, this mirrors the Chariot, okay? You having Scorpio energy in Scorpio time is pretty cool to me. But this is also, what is the King of Cups? The King of Cups is a person that is the most emotionally aware of how they feel. They have control over it, okay? Over themselves. They're aware of, like, they know how that part of them works. Hold on a second. I'm reminded of an old memory. I'm reminded of something like, I'm getting really low. Can you see that? It's like I'm trying to get close enough to understand like really what's going on. Well, let's describe this Four of Cups. Let's see what's going on here. Well, it's a person with their head down. Do you hurt your arm? Maybe someone hurts their arm. Oh, someone just, okay, so someone feels, what I actually saw is someone wishes that they wouldn't have done something, or they recognize now more of like, this is like emotional integrity. It's having integrity for, but it's not, this energy is the residual energy of the emotion of it. But it has more to do with the action that one has taken is what is upsetting. And that's what's causing the feeling, but it's almost like a feeling where it's like, nah, I don't care. Maybe someone doesn't feel like someone cares. What's this about? Is Scorpio time deep like this for you every time? Okay. Page of Swords. Okay, so it's too watery. Oh, maybe someone just says something dumb, and it's kind of like there's miscommunication. There's miscommunication in some kind of way. This is more interpersonal. I guess if any of you live alone or whoever you live with, you feel lonely right now, or you're not happy with it. But I need you to remember that you were driving this chariot, which mirrors into this space. So again, like we just said, sometimes there's challenges. This is also the first water to show up. So I guess with all this fire, you're going to feel like, okay, if it's been super hot, you've been at the beach all day, right? Not in the water, just on the shore, like sucking it up, or whatever. You're in the yard working really hard, sweating, and then you get in the pool, or then you jump in the ocean. It's going to feel cold. You're not going to want to get in the water. You're going to stick your toe in and be like, oh, it's too cold. It's like trying to swim in March, in April. It's like in the north. It's like, it's still fucking cold. Right? You gotta get balls there and just jump in. Or I suppose for some of you, like if something's, well, I guess if something's not making you happy, you have to be honest about that. Use this King of Cups and communicate how you feel. Someone probably needs to own up to something that was said. Again, there was miscommunication. Maybe there needs to be an apology, or like something along these lines. Queen of Cups now, right? There needs to be an emotional lovers. There needs to be an emotional conversation about something that's really intimate in this time. And maybe that's a part of it. Someone maybe doesn't know how to do that. Or someone deals with this could be where there's like underlying, what are we talking about? Well, I guess there's a time in this time, there's a part of the soul that doesn't feel happy. Remember, if you're going to give your love out, like, you can help people along the way, Pisces, but like the people, You got to know what kind of friend you are. You want to know what kind of friends you have. Some people don't want... How do I see this? It's like people know what they want. They know what they want. And so you don't have to force anything. No one has to force anything. Maybe there's a part of it someone doesn't know what they want, but then they figure it out, and then all of a sudden they feel better about it. It's like, remember, getting out of little challenges, this little Four of Cups, this little Five of Wands, it ain't nothing compared to the Star, Death, Empress, Chariot, High Priestess, Hierophant. This is, you got this. It's like it's all supported. So again, okay, so there's times where you don't feel good. It's cool. Just don't feel good, but just don't get stagnant in it. You know? I guess this could be where some of you meet someone upon your path and you want someone to come with you, but it's like, what do we talk about? Like your timing and another person's timing or whatever could be a little bit off. I guess once you have rested and drank and what have you, and then the horse has, your energy has rested and fulfilled self, this internal space, and you did it externally, then you move forward. If that which is meant to go with you is going to be like kind of at the same pace of you, or you're going to run into each other if they take little offshoots, don't try to, it doesn't have to be as complicated as you think that it is. Oh, I guess this could be another one of those times because this is small. Oh, yeah, Pluto in the 4th house. Duh. Oh, my goodness. Sorry. When's the last time I said duh like that? Duh. Like, are you going to repeat the lesson of how you used to behave emotionally when it comes to other people and intimacy in this new situation? Are you going to do it? It's a test. It's an emotional test. The month before October is an action test having to do with the past. Okay? So is February, I suppose, a bit. All the rest of them, you were good, golden. There's not really much you can go wrong. But remember, you have to take action, particularly February, April, June, October, November. Let's see, December. Well, Pisces, the sun. Like I said, otherwise you really can't go off the path. All it is fun. I mean, will there be times where you can't see everything? Yes. But can you hear the faraway sounds? Yes. Also. This could also be, because this is a woman, I'm seeing if you're a man, you could also find, like, I know it's silly, but I just saw the man, like, the woman of your dreams. Also, if you're a woman, or if you're interested the other way, what's interesting is that the Aquarius constellation in the sky is actually a man, a really powerful man. Really intelligent, really spiritual. So you can find a person like that, people like that, circles like that if you want to, okay? So remember, these little 4s, these little 5s, that ain't nothing. It's not that big a deal. Don't blow something up that's small. Because I guess that would be your like a person's own hang up, right? So December, the close of the year, how beautiful, again, the sun. Well, the most positive card in the deck. They're also riding a white horse. Can you see, Pisces? You have 1, 2, 3, 4 white horses. I just got so chilly down my legs. I'm so happy for you. See, those little things ain't nothing. Don't let that... What are the little things? The little thing months where it could be like little things are making, could interrupt the big thing of where you're already at and how awesome that is. January, April, October, November. Okay? Those are like, could be irritating months. Again, the little stuff. Please don't let the little stuff interrupt the bigger path, the bigger picture. Okay? You want to look to the bigger picture in those months is more of the thing. Let's not focus on what the negative is. It's what is helpful. Focus on the bigger picture, particularly those other months, because there's this other energy that's bigger than that is, I see again, helping you keep in a line. Sun card is so happy here. There's no fear in this card. This person here is love. They know they are love. They are love. Like that life is love, right? I pledge allegiance to love. Thank you, Libra. Such a Libran thing to say. This is positive relationships. This is creative energy. This is also... So look, the very first horse, look at this death card, how suited up he is. Head to toe, right? Full face mask. Even the horse has a bit of armor on, right? And letting everyone know with their flag also, like, where they're at, you know, like, then we move into Chariot with the white horse, which still has armor on, but now there's more moon energy. It's softer, right? It's gray and blue armor also, and his hands aren't covered, his head isn't covered, right? Then as we move along, so that was March again, May, beautiful. Then in June we have another person on a white horse, and now they have no armor. I mean, they have gloves, they have leather gloves, but that's because they probably had to ride for a while and it's cold. It gets chilly, right? They got a soft, like, shawl on. I guess that's kind of what we did, right? No armor whatsoever. And they're around people now. Then we move along to the last white horsey. And what do we have here? A person with no armor. They don't even have any clothes on. They're not afraid. Have you ever done that? Where you're fully nude, like out in the world? Like in the forest or in the yard or whatever? Like there's no... And you're far away from a place where you could really, like, you know, run into a house or something. It takes a lot to be this comfortable, again, in your own body, which the Empress mirrors this July to December. I guess this could be some really beautiful inner child healing. This could also be things having to do... I did see mother, father, like family, home stuff is big. Person definitely feeling stronger again. I'd stay in the light in November, okay? Stay in the light. I heard everything will be all right. Stay in the light. Everything will be all right. Oh, there's always so much rhyming with you. I love it. Well, that's a beaut to me. And you know what? This mirrors the Six of Wands, Pisces. How beautiful is this success? This could also be where some of you actually get... I mean, how do I... Well, I guess some of you could get... I don't know. There could be some sort of serious commitment here. And even there's a shift of spaces and a beautiful creation. I mean, there's many creations, but again, it came through your own... Again, he's sort of holding... This child spirit's holding a wand. It's like it came through your own effort. You know, I mean, and by the grace of God, of course. This is also, this year could be really you putting your desires in check. You know, like understanding again the shadow is always a part of you, but it's like you're walking into the light. Now, it doesn't mean that sometimes, even as you're going, the sun and the moon are always going around us, so there's going to be times where you're going to have to shift to be able to, I guess, keep that trajectory. But you also have to rest, right? And whatever it is that you are, your hopes, your dreams, your wishes, goals, and even you can have desire again in it, passion in it. But when you got to put the anxiety away about that, or at least be more practical, like, well, what do I need to know more about to make this happen? Right? I would also say whoever it is that inspires you, you know, is going to help you to keep things steady. I would also say astrology for some of you could be something that could be helpful, but it's not about the technicality of it. Maybe it's just aligning more with your own map and the places that are appropriate also, and then figuring out where the parts of your makeup from your upbringing, like readjusting those a little bit so that because we always have our weak spots. That's the point too, is we have these, but they can become stronger. Yes, they can, Pisces, 10 of Cups. Okay, that's that. I hope you enjoyed this reading. May you feel so blessed this 2023, this year. I love that the Chariot showed up for you during a Chariot year. I find it very positive, especially all these horses, right? White horses. Because again, this is the reason. It's like, because it's what creates new change. And again, it's like spirit, earthly realm together. Okay. It truly is a pleasant blessing to connect, Pisces. And thank you for a wonderful 2022. Looking forward to this new year. Talk to you soon. Peace.